Right there, yeah. Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Webb Show. You may notice that things look just a little bit different than they normally do. That is largely because I am actually truly here and live right now. So, this is the first time that I've done this. Obviously, we're only streaming here to YouTube. First time I've done anything like this. Very, very excited, though, just to honestly just to hang out with you guys in a live setting. What that means is that if you caught the video live on a Monday night, I'm actually going to be reading your comments, hanging out with you guys, and I just want to take an opportunity this week to just kind of reflect on what was a very fun, but also pretty busy week of mine. So, yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, then you are in the right spot, and I cannot wait to continue to hang out with you guys. But yeah, let's get started. All right, all right. Like I said, we are actually truly live here today. So if you guys make it into the chat room periodically, I will actually be reading those and engaging with you guys, which I'm really excited about. First time live on YouTube for the Webb Show. Now, unfortunately, for that first time live, you'll see that I don't have my good friend Topaz with me, and that is a little bit because of oversight on my part, and a little bit for trying to not make my normal life, which is busy all the time, to not make something like that be his normal life. Though he would probably say that his normal life is busy all the time anyway, because he's got, a wife and two kids, and he works and two cats, and he works at a church that's fairly demanding. And so I imagine he'd probably say he's pretty busy, especially when you consider that I consistently have him come over to film podcasts and do all kinds of things like that. Kudos to you, T. Hey, if you show up and you check out this live episode, or if you listen to it back, I want you to know that you are so genuinely appreciated. And I don't think that I tell you that often enough, but I appreciate you, man. But the reason that you only see me specifically is because this last Thursday was actually the day of my birth, and so we did a kind of special all friends party on the Saturday before. So that was September 28th. The Saturday before the 28th, we did this all friends type of party all together, and that was really good. And then on the 28th was the actual day. We actually did a Balloon the Room stream over on Twitch, which was really, really cool. I actually still have, you can kind of see it just like down below over here. I've got tons of remnants here. I'll show you. I've got tons and tons of remnants of that I just can't bring myself to dispose of because they were so dang cool. Just literally, they've all shrunk a little bit, but they're literally all just chilling over here, chilling over here next to my couch, and it's made moving my chair around and doing other work this week a bit more difficult, but totally worth it. Totally worth it. So that was really cool on Thursday. We did our regular stream on Tuesday, and so if you guys want to ever be a part of one of those, that's pretty much every Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And at twitch.tv/WebbyPumpkin. We've also been going live vertically. If mobile settings are a little bit easier for you, we've been going live vertically here on YouTube, which has been really neat. So that's something to look forward to there. And then the following Sunday, so the Sunday following the 28th, the day of my birth, or 29 years after the day of my birth, we did like a family, mostly with my wife's family, but we did like a in-laws family type get together, and there was tons of like real life work and other things that I needed to do amidst all that. But with all that planning, there really just wasn't a good time to try to get Topaz over. And then when I was looking at my calendar, I realized that so we normally record the Webb Show every Friday, and I realized that the Friday that would have fallen as one of our recording Fridays, my wife, who is a school teacher, actually has an event going on at her school, and I I don't have to be there, but I feel like it's the right thing to do to be there. And so I wouldn't have been able to do that if we recorded on that Friday. And there really wasn't a better day around that to try to record instead that would give me ample time to edit. Thus, the podcast episode that you are now watching was born. Thank you so much. I need to work on my accents, and other than this awful Southern one that I have been given since birth. So basically, with that happening, it made more sense with how busy I was and that line up to basically skip a Friday, and then I would do a solo episode, which is the one you're watching right now. And then on this Friday, which would be October 6th, then we would record 2 episodes, and then we would record 2 episodes again on the 20th, on October 20th. So that's kind of our plan, a little behind-the-scenes nugget of wisdom there, free of charge. You got that one just for being here in the live episode. And then just, to give you guys a little idea, like a little year-end review type thing, after October, which is the season to be Webby. This is pumpkin season. This is kind of my thing. After this month, we're actually going to take a break. That'll be the end of the Webb Show Season 3. Now, if you've just been watching here on YouTube, you might be like, oh my gosh, Season 3, what am I missing? Well, we have some old recordings, but they're not very good, like video recordings of previous episodes. But Season 1 and 2, we're really primarily just an audio podcast. And so if you're interested in the time off or in the break or just whenever you want to, if you're interested in checking out some of the older episodes, the audio only ones, you can actually find that wherever you enjoy your audio podcast, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. I think we're even on Amazon at this point. We're on iHeartRadio. Like wherever good audio podcasts are heard, you can find the Webb Show Season 1 and Season 2. Now, am I making a promise that Season 1 and Season 2 sound as good as this? Or no, I don't. I didn't have SM7B or a Rode mic back then. I was actually recording everything on this little butte here. This is not just a Blue Yeti. This is like the Blue Yeti that I bought when I thought that I was going to be something cool back in high school. So over 10 years ago, it's got I think they all still carry this, but it's got that old school USB plug on it. There are newer, better versions of this microphone that exist now. And I don't have one because I started loving dynamic mics for this type of thing. Those condenser mics, they have their place, but I started really loving the type of microphone that you're listening to me on right now. This one in particular is the Shure SM7B. You've probably seen it on a lot of podcasts. It's kind of the industry standard, and I'm going to be honest with you, as much as I love it, that Rode so it's 4 times the cost of the mic that Topaz uses whenever we're live together. And the reason I haven't bought another one of these, one, because it's 4 times the price and I already own that one, but the audio quality is actually very good in the Rode Pod mic. So if you're looking to get started in a podcast and you want an XLR dynamic microphone, I think they even have a USB version of it now. That Pod mic, $100 and very, very capable. So that's why. And it does cause me a little bit of issues sometimes in the editing, but it's pretty great. So 10 out of 10 would recommend that. I don't know why I'm just rambling on about microphones and everything, but other than the fact that you can go check out those older episodes. But let's talk about the relevant current day things, which is me and some things that have happened that I think are really cool that I want to share with you guys. So like I said, I work an IRL job whenever I'm not doing the podcast and whenever I'm not streaming as well. I would love to see, like every starting creator, I would love to see that dynamic of my lifestyle begin to allow me to shift into more and more content creation and less like working in my body at a physical job. But that's just not what is currently that's not what's currently in the stars now. And we'll see. I probably am far off from being able to quit and do this full time for a little while now, which is totally fine. There may be like a middle step along the way, and I'm very open to the idea of a middle step. So with all that, I stayed really, really busy. I was going around. I actually ended up, so one of my side gigs that I do to try to help fund some of this is I cut grass, and which is funny because someone came into stream a couple days ago and they're like, bro, you touch grass? And I was like, bro, you don't even know. I touch so much grass. I cut so much grass. I get grass all over me. You just don't even know. He wasn't ready for that answer, I don't feel like. But one of the places that I cut is actually a cemetery, and I have a riding mower, and I was supposed to do that on, I guess it would have been last Friday. And I got home. I was going to load that joker up. I was about to go cut the cemetery. It's all going to be really good. All was going to go well. It fired for a few minutes, but then it wouldn't keep running. I'm going to spare you all the details, but I tore into that engine. I cleaned everything I knew to start or knew to try. I had spark, I had fuel, I had air, the 3 ingredients you need for a combustion engine. It just wouldn't work. So what did your boy do on Sunday morning? Your boy got up at 4 freaking a.m. and went and push mode that thing so that I could be back in time for the family birthday party where I grilled and did all that kind of stuff. Just really, really busy. There's not been a whole lot of time for content. However, it was kind of a blessing in disguise because I had been working on some video ideas and some interesting topics to discuss on these last few episodes of season 3 on the Webb Show. One of which that is coming down the pipeline is over the weekend. For just a little while, I got to indulge in a little bit of Foam Stars, which is it was just the beta of a Splatoon-like type of, I guess, not really battle royale, but arena royale. That's coming to PlayStation, PS4, and PS5. And the beta was only on PS5. That's over with now. It was only for the weekend, but I got some cool footage of that and was able to really dive into playing a little bit of that. And that was the plan for the video. And then that birthday party rolled around, and I got those boys you see on the couch next to my Spider-Man figurine there. Yeah, that's, I don't know how well you can really see it, but that is what you think it is. That is actually, I got it right here so you can see it better. That is the PlayStation 5 Spider-Man 2 DualSense controller. This is freaking awesome. You can get these, but scalpers were like immediately on these controllers and on these plates. And I talk about this a little bit in the YouTube video coming later this week that I've already actually filmed. I've just got to get it edited. So more detail, if you're interested in this, is coming later this week. Don't you worry. But these things are really cool. They even have like some texture to them. I thought this was really dope. It's actually my very first ever. Oh, it just feels so good. It's my very first ever special edition controller. And I didn't realize just how much I was going to love it. Like, I love it so much. So cool. I've been missing out on not having special edition controllers. This is so cool. I haven't even connected it to my PlayStation yet because I've been charging it. That's why it's next to my face right now, is because I've been charging it. And very, very excited about it. It's pretty great. And then I'm really impressed with Sony because of their, and I've talked about this before on previous episodes, but because of their pro-consumer decision to release just the side plates for the special edition PS5, because then if you're like me and you already have a PS5, you don't have to go drop $600 to get the special edition. Now, granted, you're going to drop a lot still because scalpers be scalping, and those plates are really hard to get. Those plates were actually something I was interested in. I was maybe going to skip on the controller because, like I said, I've never really been a special edition controller guy. That has changed today, though. I'm really digging that. Like if a Spyro the Dragon, if a Spyro the Dragon controller comes out, or plates, oh my gosh, things are about to change. Whoa, boy, am I getting those. But I normally haven't been that guy, and I was going to try to get the plates because I thought they were kind of reasonable and it'd be a really cool thing to make a video on, but also a really cool thing just to have because I'm such a Spider-Man fan. I am a Spyro fan too. Little fun fact, my name, Webby Pumpkin, is actually partly derivated from Spider-Man. Now, I don't want to, if you guys watched the last episode, you know that it really was self-generated for me from the Xbox key account creator. But I was really, really close to switching that name. But I was like, Webby, Webhead. I've always loved Spider-Man. So the Webby part of my name, of Webby Pumpkin, is heavily inspired by my most favorite superhero of all time, which is Spider-Man. And then Pumpkin was just because I was the baby of the household, and I live in the southeastern part of the U.S. where everybody's Southern. and that's just what people called me, was Pumpkin. So that's how that kind of went about. Really, really fun little side story though. But those things, I literally couldn't get it. Like, I missed out on making a video earlier, or trying to get those for myself, because I kid you not, I think I was at my IRL job whenever the pre-orders and everything launched, and I'm telling you, when those things sold out, they were like done, super sold out. I don't really understand how I have them at all, except for the fact, I want to tell you guys a little bit of story about the lady who managed to get them for me for my birthday. One, she is ridiculous in the most loving and wonderful way. I want you to know that, because gift giving is definitely got to be her love language, and to the point that what she actually got the controller for me first. She couldn't find the plates either. She got the controller for me first. Is the story that I've now come to learn about everything that's been going on. And then she messaged my wife, and she was like, "Hey, does he want to come over and we could do like just dinner or whatnot? We'll go ahead and give him his birthday present." This was like end of August. My birthday is September 28th, and this was like the last week of August that she wanted to go ahead and give me that. And so flash forward, we didn't do that. She waited, and she did give it to me, at the actual birthday party just after my birthday. And she shows up, and I thought maybe like they were having a hard time finding some packaging or something, because she shows up with 2 bags. She shows up with just a purple and orange bag, which, shout out to the purple and orange. And then she also showed up. I wish I had it in here with me to show you guys. She also showed up with a like Christmas gnome, red and green, like tissue paper bag, really tall, that said joy on it. And I was like, that is 110%. That is a Christmas present. That is Christmas wrapping. What is going on? So flash forward to when we're actually like opening gifts and everything. And she gives me that, and she's like, "Okay, these are both from us, but open them in this order." And she had me open up the purple and orange bag first, and then the Christmas bag, because she let me know that was my birthday gift, and that the other one was my Christmas gift. On September 30th, or no, technically it was October 1st. On October 1st, she was like, that thing at the end of December, that holiday we all get together and celebrate, and that we give each other gifts on, just decided I was going to go ahead and give you that now. Which I was like, what? This is before I opened it. Of course, it completely makes sense as to why those two things would be bundled together. And I love them. If you are watching, if you're the aunt that is watching this podcast back, or listening to this podcast back, I want you to know that. Like, you know who you are. I love them both, but I also absolutely love the way you are, if that makes sense. Because this gets better. Okay, so that's just her gift-giving tendency, all right? Let's jump back in time to when the Xbox Series X and the PS5 were just now coming out, okay? They were kind of hard to get a hold of. I think I made the wrong move, but I actually put all of my eggs into the Xbox Series X basket, and I got a Series X on launch. And if today Webby could go back in time and talk to past Webby, he would tell me to not do that, because little did I know there were not going to be any games for the Series X, and that it was going to basically just be a piece of decor in my room. Now, it was kind of useful for me. I don't want to just like say that I never used it, but I was finally able to upgrade my computer for content reasons and everything a little while back. And from the moment that I upgraded my computer and had pretty decent like PC hardware, I've pretty much not booted it up. Actually, there's a big void in front of me where I'm looking right now, where it used to sit, because I finally just unhooked it and took it out of here and put it in the living room in an effort to hopefully start using it again. And so far that's working. I want to kind of casually get into a game of Sea of Thieves or something. I do that. Also, if you guys hear a little bit of violin in the back, remember how I said my wife was a teacher? Well, one of the things she teaches is violin. She actually has a student over right now. They're in a private lesson, so I apologize if you hear that in the background. Normally, this isn't a big deal because I pre-record on Fridays, but since we're live, you get all that juicy live action. And if you can't hear it, just imagine the most wonderful violin you've ever heard in your life, and that's her. So just, so you don't miss out. All right, so back to the story of the ant, though. Whenever these things were coming out, I got the Series X, and I tried like every purchasing opportunity throughout an entire day to do pre-orders for the PlayStation 5. I tried, and I failed, and I failed, and I failed, and I failed. And finally, there was only one left in the day, and it was during my stream time. And I kind of regret this, but I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, I'm probably not gonna get it. And all three of the other people that had also been jumping in with me throughout the day to try to get a PlayStation 5, they all got one. One of which, one of my friends, one of the guys, didn't even want one. I love him, but he's the worst kind of person because he was the type of person that was only buying that PS5 to try to scalp it on the internet, which I don't love, because scalpers have made those of us who do enjoy the content, do enjoy the plates, just have such a hard time enjoying the things that we enjoy. And there's so few things, I feel like, in the world that are just genuinely full on enjoyable. I feel like that's really unkind to do. Like, let people enjoy the things that they enjoy for the most part. If it's not if it's not hurting anything in anybody, don't make it harder for them to enjoy their stuff. Off my soapbox now. So I couldn't find one. I tried and tried and tried. This went on for now, after that, like months. Every time they'd come back in stock, I'd be right there. I'd get it like in my cart, and then I would hit checkout. They were already sold out, and it was crazy. Not successful at it. So this aunt finds out about my story, and she is in the process of trying to nail down 2 Series X's for her sons. She has 2 boys that are gamers. And I was like, well, the X was actually a little bit easier to get a hold of, and I was able to get one. I will also try to help you. And honestly, in hindsight, I'd have been happy to sell her mine if I could have had, like, if I thought about it and now, like, if she still needed one, I'd just send her mine because I never use it, or very rarely use it. But that's neither here nor there. So I'm now trying to find Series X's. I really wasn't even that successful at that, and she was able to nail one down, and then she got another one, and it just came in a little bit late. But in the process, I got a message one day randomly because she was like, I'm going to try to help get you a PS5. I got a message randomly, and she was like, I got your PS5. And I'm like, what? How? What? No, you didn't. This is a very cruel joke that you are pulling on me right now. That you did not do that. You did not successfully land a PlayStation 5. No, she did, and I've got it. And that's not even the craziest part though. So she got it. I immediately sent her some money, and I went and I picked it up, and I had the PS5, and we were ready to make some content. It was really great. After that, her husband is also a gamer. Shout out to the Hubs, and he likes Sony, but he's really a PC gamer. But he decided, I kind of might like to have a PS5. So what did she do? She got him one the same week. I was like, are you serious? How did you do that? Now, I think she got mine through Target or something, and she was able to land it there, and she was able to land one from him. Or maybe mine was through Amazon and his was through Target or something like that, or Walmart. The retailer doesn't matter. She not only got one because she is I'm telling you, I think she's got friends in the mafia, and they're doing super down low behind the scenes in a back alley type of transactions where she can just get PS5 somehow. I think that's what's happened. Hey, we got Topaz in the chat. What's up, Topaz? I miss you, man. It's good to see you. You got to check out earlier because I talked about you a little bit. But anyway, she did that. Got the PS5 for me, super stoked, got all that ready, got the PS5 for him. He doesn't use it. What a waste, am I right? Whoo, can you believe that? But it just blows my mind. I'm telling you, she's doing wheeling and dealing. And then she gets the Spider-Man plates. Can't get them anywhere, which I didn't try that hard on these. Can't get them things anywhere. And not only did she get the controller, she got the plates, and she, as far as I know, she got them for regular retail price. I don't know how she does it, aside from some kind of weird connection she has in a foreign country of the mafia. I don't know. I don't want to, she probably doesn't really. I don't want to speak into that. She probably doesn't really. So, no. But also, I think so. All right, I'm jumping to the chat real quick, you guys, because like I said, this is a live episode. Let's go. We got Topaz. We got Ja. Should I say that? What's up? How's it going, dude? Hey, I won't be quite as active in chat because this is the Webb Show, this is the podcast, as I am on a regular live stream. But I am going to be in the chat. So if you guys have anything you'd like to add or ask questions or anything like that, definitely do so in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. Topaz just figured out that we're live right now. Let's go. Anyway, so that's what happened with those. Topaz, since you guys are just now here too, I'm going to show off this controller again because it's super sick. But oh my gosh, cool. But I'm telling you, some mafia-related kind of stuff, because I just don't understand. When everybody was scalping these things, I don't understand how she was able to get not only one, but two PS5 disc editions, which are the ones that everybody was wanting. Disc editions, which that's worth getting, by the way. If you're getting a PS5, I think the disc edition of the PS5 is totally worth it because you actually, I feel like it's more likely for people to get disc games on the PS5. Maybe less so now that PS Plus is out and they have so much offering on like PS Plus Extra and Premium. But with the Xbox, I got the Series X, and I'll be honest with you, I have only, to this day, I've only ever put 2 discs in that thing. I'm about to put a third one in there because my friend Phobic is basically forcing me to try a game. And I didn't want to buy that game, so he was like, here, I got it on disc. Try it. I would love to hear your experience and watch you play it because it's a horror, like, jump scare game. Not my normal genre, and he wants to capitalize on the fear that it might strike into me. But anyway, that she got those 2 things, disc editions, which are the 2 hard ones to get, and then she also got the disc edition plates. So that was dope. It was absolutely incredible. And so that happened. I also got this sign. So the sign you see above me is new. That would be a gift from my wife. I've kind of wanted something like that for a while now, and I've never really put the research into trying to make it happen or bit the bullet on the cost that it might be. I don't even know how much it was since it was a gift. But she got me a sign, a neon freaking sign for my room that has my name on it. That's kind of sick. So I know a lot of you guys are coming into the chat right now. So if you want to see more of that Spider-Man console and that Spider-Man controller as well, I'm probably not going to work too much on it tonight. So I'll have a YouTube video doing an unboxing and putting that on the PlayStation and everything. It should be dropping on Thursday. So make sure you are subscribed. You got that notification bell turned on if you want notifications. And I'll see you guys on Thursday with that video. It's going to be super cool. So yeah, between the balloon, the room, and that console, those are some of the cooler things. I'm going to kind of like out myself a little bit here about some smaller things that aren't necessarily gamer related, but are like special to me that I think are really cool. One of them is, okay, I didn't grow up with what I'm about to share with you. And so in a lot of ways, it kind of doesn't make sense that this thing that I'm about to share with you makes me feel as the way that it does, like the way that it makes me feel, and for me to have as much of a connection to it. But I wasn't really like a Disney baby or anything, and I'm not I'm not in the cult of Disney or anything like that. I probably am a Disney adult. I really like a lot of the things that Disney makes, and but one of the things that really just made me feel like things are simpler, like especially when I'm feeling like stressed or whatnot, because I feel stressed often, and for you adults, for you kids, and everywhere along the way, like in between those 2 things, it feels like the longer we're on this earth, things are stressful, and we have good days, of course, but like things are just hard sometimes, and life generally really isn't that simple, in my opinion, so far. And so the thing that there's certain like pieces of content or books or movies that just make me feel better in a way, that just make me feel like simpler times, like not even that it makes me feel like a kid, just like makes me feel like warm and like there's good, like reminds you that there's just kind of goodness in the world. And for me, that thing is actually Winnie the Pooh. I like the old school Winnie the Pooh. I like the first movie. I like the old books and everything. I've never, like I said, I didn't watch them as a kid. I never owned any of the Winnie the Pooh books. And I've actually got, you can't really see it because of the, I might be able to punch it in. Let's see. Can you kind of see there on top of, it's going to be dark because I punched it in so much. But there on top of my TV, you can kind of see it. I've got some little Winnie the Pooh figurines that my wife collects them, and she got extras. And so she gave me those, and I put them there because I think they're really cool next to my Pikachu. I've got just behind that a painting of Winnie the Pooh that she actually made, and it has my favorite quote from the Christopher Robin movie, which is where Pooh Bear is having a hard time remembering something, and they like jump into like a phone booth and everything, and he's like, "Oh, that," or he asked, I don't even remember what Christopher Robin asked him. They asked him something he can't remember, and then Christopher Robin, corrects him. I think Pooh says, perhaps I'm just hungry. And then Christopher Robin is like, but you just eaten. Or what? But you've just eaten. Something like that. And he goes, oh, that's right. perhaps I didn't eat enough. And I was like, yeah. So the quote on that you can't read says, perhaps I didn't eat enough. And I feel like I really connect with that. But on a real note, let me grab this. I'm going to take my headphones off real quick. Let me grab this because I want to share it with you, because my mother-in-law, knowing that about me, she has this thing for her kids because they're all avid readers. I wasn't really an avid reader growing up, just, I guess, because of circumstance. But I like reading and I love stories. And she has kind of got this thing where every so often she'll get a book that's special or whatnot for her kids. And so it felt like a real initiation type thing that I got this one. So I'm going to show it with you. This is my very first ever copy. Of course, it's not a truly old copy, but this is my very first ever copy of the classic edition of Winnie the Pooh. And I think it's so super cool. I think it's so super cool. And it's really more going to be of a display item for me because I don't want to break the spine. It's so nice. But it genuinely is the story that I love so much that was, made into a movie minus, Gopher, because Gopher's not in the book. But this is it. And I absolutely love it. And here we go. I don't know. It makes me feel like times are simpler, times are a little bit easier and better, and I just think that's kind of beautiful. I think that's kind of beautiful. So this is gonna be chilling until I find a safer or better home for it. This is gonna be chilling over there next to my CRTV, which is basically my childhood throwback retro corner. That's real special. So. All right, I'm back in the chat real quick, and I'm going to hang out with you guys, see what everybody's saying. And so Topaz says, no, that excitement was for the controller and the console. It's pretty sick, isn't it, dude? And he also says, I'm going to go back and watch and hear the story. And I think I share all the story about acquiring it in this podcast, but I didn't really go into any of the details about how it looks or feels or anything like that. For that, you're going to need to check out the video on Thursday. It's going to be great. Luby Pillow says, no Twitch stream. This is the Webb Show. It's only on YouTube, buddy. And then this is the podcast. And then Topaz says, yeah, that's cool. I think that's in reference to the book. So that's all the comments so far, and we'll keep on with the podcast, and then I'll jump back into the comments here in just a little bit. But yeah, so it's really special. I just don't want to break the spine on it, but I kind of do want to read it, so I'm torn on that. I think this is really special, though. I'm gonna put it back over here now. Like I said, we did that Balloon the Room stream a while back too, so I'm still having to navigate balloons as I try to make it to the room, and that was really cool. And those are the main things. Oh shoot, I don't have it back here with me. It goes really well with my Spider-Man console as well. My nephew actually got me a thermos. I don't want to interrupt my wife's lesson, so I'm not going to run in there and grab it. But he got me like a tumbler for coffee, hot and cold beverages, but coffee or drinks. And it's like custom and Spider-Man, and it looks really sick too. So they actually are responsible for a lot of the Spider-Man stuff I have in here, which is pretty cool. But because he just gets me. Now I need a Spider-Man hat. So if you guys know where I can get Flat Bill Spider-Man, got my Avatar one, got my Spyro one. I need Spider-Man hat if you guys know where I can find one. But anyway, he got me that, so I'm super dope. I'm super excited about having that whenever we jump into our first live stream of Spider-Man 2, whenever it drops on October 20th, which I'm planning on. Usually these, I got it pre-ordered, and I pre-ordered it physically, so I could hopefully try to get it early. And usually these games, whenever you pre-order like a big AAA game, it's not very uncommon to get them early, like a midnight release, except not, at least in my area, none of the stores actually stay open until midnight. And so they just give you the thing at the time that they close. And there used to be, so I got it from GameStop, and so I'm going to be picking that up. They haven't confirmed yet that they're going to do an early release on the 19th, but the 19th is a Thursday, which is a stream day for me. And so if they do, my plan is actually to come back and do a bonus extra late night stream playing that game so that I can have it ready to talk about a little bit on the 20th, which is our recording day, for the podcast for an episode, so I can go ahead and, without any spoilers, I won't spoil anything, but I'll go ahead and give you guys, my first thoughts and everything into the game, because I'm gonna be grinding and put some time into that. It's gonna be great. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that. But little side story, and I wasn't streaming at the time when this happened, but I remember when I waited on the pre-order for Spyro Reignited Trilogy, there was a GameStop that was in the mall where I live, or in the local mall. But what was really cool about the local mall, because most of these places you get it at like 11 p.m. our time, which isn't much more than the actual midnight release, but whatever. Every little bit counts, right? But and that's when they close. But for the mall, they couldn't like close and come back because the entire mall would shut down. And so if you did a pre-order there, the mall closed minus the movie theater that's in it. The mall closed at 9 p.m. And so they would still do or get permission to do the like night before release, but they did it at 9 p.m. So I got Spyro. I wish that that mall, that GameStop doesn't exist in that mall anymore, and I really wish it did, because that like I said, that was before streaming and doing this stuff. But like getting something at 9 p.m. and being able to run home and get it downloaded real quick and start, that would be like cutting edge, because I would be getting that thing, 4 hours early than most of the people in my country, until people started learning about, I don't know if it works for Sony, but with the Switch, they started learning about how you can make an Australian account and you can buy your game or pre-order your game there, and you get it like almost an entire day early, because it comes out on the actual release date in Australia as well. But Australia is like 12 or 16 hours or whatever, I don't remember for sure, ahead of us in time zones. So there's a little pro tip if you want to play a game early, or if you guys don't mind buying all of your games through another account. Boom, there you go, get your games early. I don't think Sony works like that, and for me, Sony is so finicky with like accounts and everything that I really don't know if I'd even try it. I'd be worried that I'd be risking losing not even my regular Webby Pumpkin account, but that I would be risking losing that Australian account, because I'm not actually in Australia. And with the loss of that account, I would lose all these games that I spent my money on, and my money comes hard to the pumpkin. So I don't need to be making crazy, wild and free decisions with it. So I want to be wise. I want to be wise with my money making there. So yeah, and let me see, is there anything else? I want to think through that. We had a really cool time. Played a lot of Nintendo Switch Sports, which was really cool. Ate a lot of food. I love pecan pie, and we had a pecan pie. It was really cool. And okay, so my youngest sister-in-law, I won't say too much about her, because I want to keep kids safe and everything. But she's little, but she's been learning crocheting, and so she crocheted me. It's either crocheting or knitting. I don't really know. I never learned of those things. But she crocheted me like this long thing that I actually have it on my shelf. I'm not gonna take it down though, because I wove it through all my things. That's purple, and she made like little. She cut out little orange pieces of construction paper and made pumpkins, and gifted that to me, because Webby Pumpkin. Purple and orange, they're getting it figured out. So I thought that was super duper kind and really cool. So I was really grateful for that. And I think that is basically it. I know this is a slightly shorter episode than normal, only slightly though, and honestly it's just because it's been a little bit of a recap. But I'm really glad you guys were able to hang out and join for a live episode. I think that's so cool. I'm glad I was able to catch some of you guys off guard and have some fun with you. And I appreciate you guys listening. Audio listeners will be able to catch this episode first thing tomorrow, or maybe even later tonight. I'll have it already published, and it'd be great too. So thank you guys so much for listening and being supporters of the Webb Show and greater, the Webby Pumpkin brand. I appreciate you guys so much. Hey, we're going to be live on twitch.tv/WebbyPumpkin tomorrow, which is Tuesday, October 3rd and October 5th, kicking off pumpkin season with some Pumpkin Jack is the name of the game. It was recommended to me because it kind of fits my whole vibe, and I like 3D platformer collectors. So we're playing Pumpkin Jack, kind of a short game to kick off the year, and then we're going to be doing some crowd control things with some Luigi's Mansion. We're playing some Phasmophobia. We're going to play some Spider-Man if it all works out, but lots of spooky, scary, skeleton type games this month that I think is going to be really cool. And then I haven't decided, but I may or may not stream on Halloween Day because I'll actually be home on Halloween Day, and I never have gotten to sit out on my porch and give candy out and be a part of the festivities because I'm never here. So, excuse me. So that, I think that could be really cool. If I can find a way to set up a stream and stream that, and we can all hang out together while I give candy to kids, and we can do just chatting or something, that could be really cool too. We'll just have to see. I don't think it would be too difficult for me to make that happen, actually. I'm going to I'm gonna think through it. I don't think that'd be too tough. Just a really simple stream. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Be sure to tell Topaz UC that you love him in the comments and you can't wait to see him back again next week. I know I can't wait to see him back again. And thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for all of the happy birthday wishes, for the checking in and everything that you guys do for the Webby Pumpkin brand. Thank you to family, everyone who is there. You're the best. You're the MVPs, and you're the reason that things like this show and like this content creation realm, that's not even a word, like realm, variety, whatever the word is, you're the reason that all this stuff can happen. So thank you guys so much, and as Topaz always says, Webb's out. See you later.